What's up, YouTube? The Queens collection reveal is here, and it's happening tomorrow morning. Let's jump right into the details. So, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, all unminted collection properties will be locked, and at that time, the collections are announced. What the collections are announced to the community at that time. Right at that time, people in the community start buying up properties that people have listed for sale. My recommendation is to right now go and unlist all of your properties that you have for sale. Do not have them for sale. That is what I like to do. I personally do not sell any properties before collections are announced because you don't know if you have an ultra rare property in your collection. Any property could be an ultra rare property. It is so, like, if you've learned anything from previous collection announcements in previous cities, it can be anything. There can be really random ones. So I highly recommend that you do not risk possibly selling a ultra rare property for significantly less than it could be worth. Even if you are selling properties based on hype. For example, let's say people may think Queens Boulevard is going to be a collection. You can already see that people are selling all these properties for big money. They have them listed. If you go along Queens Boulevard, it's hard to find anything for very cheap. People are selling these for 10 times, 20 times, 30 times what they paid for it. But if you look, you can get some of them for a fairly decent amount. You could get some of them for maybe under 100,000 UPX still, if you go along Queens Boulevard. So let's say this one, you could get it for 349,000. If someone buys this right now, this player made a pretty decent return on that. Let's say tomorrow after collections are announced, that one's not even Queens Boulevard. But let's say this one, for example, 260,000. Tomorrow, after collections are announced, this could be an ultra rare property. You don't know. Maybe all the Dunkin' Donuts become ultra rare properties. This property will be worth at least 1 million, 2 million UPX that this player sold for 260,000 based on hype. So I highly recommend take all your properties off the market. Now let's jump into some of the ones that I think could be a collection, some of my personal speculation. The area I went biggest on personally is Astoria. My brother used to live in Queens and he said Astoria is a really great spot. So these properties are more expensive. There are still some that can be minted. For example, this one, 86,000 UPX. It is not completely minted out. I personally would suggest going after a few of these properties. Astoria is one I am pretty bullish on, and you can see I bought quite a bit in Astoria, around 20 properties personally. But again, this is all speculation. Other than neighborhood speculation, the next best thing I like to get in on is nodes. And as the Upland show, as a community, we have not announced many nodes. We've only announced one in Glenview in Oakland. If you don't know about that node, check out this video up in that corner. I will link it right now. Nodes are awesome because even if it doesn't become a collection, they still have the community behind that area. And we did a live stream recently. It's the video right before this video where we were minting Queens. And as a community, we decided let's go in on Rego Park. And we really like this circular area. And you can see some people in the community are already building in this kind of half circle area. But what I'm saying is, even if Rego Park doesn't become a collection, this area will grow in value because as a community, as the Upland Show community, I'm committed to building up this area, and therefore it will grow in value. So I highly recommend finding nodes to get involved with as well, because when the community decides to go in and build in an area, look at all these buildings that are already happening in this node. People get involved when we make videos as the Upland Show, and you can see the community's already feeling good about this and getting involved. There's a lot of hype around it. The other nice thing is there is still a ton of FSA players. So I invite you, if you are new to Upland and you can still buy FSA properties, get in on Rego Park, because the work we're putting in the Upland Show and as a community, we're going to grow the value of these. So for example, if someone were to come in and buy this for 4,000 UPIX, even if you don't want to build and get involved that way, I think you could easily flip this property very quickly for 15,000 or 20,000 UPIX. So get involved in nodes. That is a great way to guarantee that your properties that you invest in grow in value quickly. So if you didn't know, this is the second node that the Upland Show will be going in on big. We would love to have you, and would love to have you get involved. That's all we have for you today. Again, Queens is dropping tomorrow morning. The collections are coming. Do not have your property sell for less than it's worth. Take it off the market every time with new collections. That is what I recommend. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.